Okay, I'm hitting start recording right now. I'm finally setting up brand new OBS stuff for my, because I had to reinstall Windows. Long story short, actually it's going to be a long story. Here we go, dive it on in. So I've been having problems with my sound system, like my headset, my speakers, the whole thing. I pump through a program called Voicemeeter. What I mostly use this for is for high audio, like tuning management, and mostly because I can feed anything I want into a microphone, like let's say Discord, or if I'm in game chat, I can have sound effects playing, like anything I want to play through the microphone. I can play it through here, I can play it through OBS, things like that. I can turn on and off what I want. I pump the sound through this program. It's really handy, especially once you learn how to get the latency low enough to where you can just basically make it feel like it's real time. The big issue is, did that just autofocus? Hold on. I want to make sure that doesn't do that. Un momento. Focus. How about none at all? Okay. The thing for this is lately it's been like, whenever the program decides to fall apart, it decides to just like crumble the audio, and it sounds like I'm a robot. And it sounds really terrible because my own headset will sound like it's radioing, my sound effects will sound like it's radioing, my own microphone will. So usually, like when I'm in a voice call in Discord and it just crumbles, everyone can hear that I'm just dying. It sounds like I'm just dying and I need to reset it. Just like shot a payload right into the fucking server here. Oh yeah, you shot a payload. All right, I'm crackling. I'm crackling. That was totally unintentional.
I'm gonna crackle. You guys want to?
And it was having this big issue where it was constantly doing it, no matter what game I was playing. Anytime I'd be in game, I'd play for like 10 seconds and it would crumble. So I'd hit the restart button to fix the audio, because there's a button you can do for it. It would be good for like a millisecond and then do it again and instantly crumble off and on and off and on. So I thought it was like my audio driver dying out, like in Windows. So around the time I finally decided to stop troubleshooting, because I did this for like 2 weeks, I decided to just reinstall Windows Clean. And while I was reinstalling Windows Clean, I found out, actually I can grab it, most games I played were on this SSD right here. The big problem with this SSD is it actually had the SATA pin here broke. Like here's the little tiny piece that broke on it. So that means the actual cable was like loose, and anytime I guess slightest movement on the desk would happen, it would jiggle the connection and freeze my game. Helldivers was the perfect example for this. I'm going to turn this down a little bit more. This is weird music to have, by the way, because it's technically Christmas music. But anyway, so anytime it would slightly bump or misread something on that SSD, Helldivers was a big example, like I said earlier, the whole game would freeze, my audio would crash out and just die. So the whole time I was playing that, it would constantly have issues like that. Whenever I played Helldivers, I thought it was like whenever it was like maxed out on the CPU, it would just crumble the audio. And I was like, either my CPU is dying, my RAM's dying, or my audio drivers are corrupted, or Voicemeeter was corrupted. I reinstalled Voicemeeter like 12, 13 different times, different versions, because the more complicated Voicemeeter had, there's like 3 versions you can have. I have the most complicated one for the most precise control, and I thought downgrading to the simpler ones would fix it. Didn't do that. So again, I reinstalled Windows, and the big tip you want to do when you're reinstalling Windows is to unplug all the other drives that you don't want to have Windows install associated files with it. So while I was unplugging stuff, I found out, yeah, that SSD had that missing piece, which, by the way, okay, it's still there. Good. So basically the SSD is borked. I'm going to have to get another one to install more games with, and as far as I know, maybe it could have contributed to it. This new Windows install is it has helped Voicemeeter stay stable. I don't think it actually has, but yeah. After all that, I'm now finally reinstalling OBS so I can actually start streaming again and recording like my video, like I'm doing right now. So I'm trying to find a way to pump Camu Z, which is a more precise loading webcam driver, so I can actually control the focus and things. I'm using NVIDIA Broadcast right now. I'm going to hit apply on something real quick and turn a filter off. The main reason why I actually even wanted to talk in this test recording was, in real life, I'm going to turn the blur off. In real life, that over there isn't happening. And that looks so cool. Look at him glow. It's not doing that in real life. I want them to do that in real life. What the fuck? I wonder if it's like a hertz setting or something I can change. The deflicker. So I'm going to set it to 50 hertz. No, it hasn't changed. This is super bizarre. So I'm capturing at 30 FPS. I just changed the gain. I'm going to change the exposure up and see if it fixes it. Okay, so... Wow, this is still pretty smooth for how bright it is. I have lights facing me, by the way. It looks like it seems to have stopped. So whenever I lower the exposure to a higher capture point, it must mismatch the frame rate to the point where it does that. But that's so cool! The weird thing is, and I'm wondering it's because I haven't unplugged this one yet. This one's plugged into the wall first, and then like 4 days later I bought these two. Now, these two are in sync, and this one is not. I bet if I unplug this one and replug it in, they'll all do it in sync. In fact, give me one moment. Let's see if we can do this live. By the way, I did trip on my own cable. This is why I have the headset on wireless mode all the time. I do keep it plugged in to keep it charged. Whenever I have moments where I need to unplug it, it'll be ready to go. If I accidentally unplug it, the whole sound system won't explode. Like, perfect example right there. I hope you heard me, like, grunt. I think it sounded funny. But, no, they're still desynced. So, interesting fact on the video here. I may post this on Extra 76, because why not, right? Gotta create content soon, and this is one of the first things that I can have. That's a little behind the scenes on what's been going on. So, Xeno's out of here. Fun fact, you learned a story, and you see why that was flickering at the rate it was. I feel like my webcam is still stuttering a bit. I wonder if I can fix that. Anyway, see you guys later.
Nice.